Welcome back to the deep dive. We are jumping straight into a topic that is probably the #1 obsession for anyone managing a budget right now.
Oh, absolutely.
How to find reliable, profitable ways to earn extra money on the side. The landscape for side hustles has just exploded, and it can feel, well, overwhelming.
It absolutely can. And that's why we're here. We've collected well, a really comprehensive set of source materials, a massive list of 50 different side hustle ideas for 2025.
Wow, 50.
And they range from, simple, traditional local gigs all the way to some pretty complex, cutting-edge online entrepreneurship.
And the mission today is key. Instead of just throwing 50 ideas at you and, causing instant analysis paralysis,
Right.
we are going to distill these into 3 distinct thematic categories. This structure should let you quickly figure out which area asset-based, skills-based, or scalable tech aligns best with what you already have.
Exactly. We want you to walk away not just with a list, but with a real strategy.
Yeah.
Success in this game, as the sources repeatedly underscore, isn't just about creativity. It's about determination and, critically, understanding that effort-to-reward ratio before you even start.
Exactly. And the right approach can get cash flowing immediately. Okay, let's unpack this.
Let's do it.
We're starting with the fastest ways to put money in your pocket. The quick cash and local asset hustle. This is all about monetizing what you already own or your immediate availability.
The lowest barrier to entry is, without question, selling your used stuff, your physical items. We're talking furniture, appliances, sports equipment, anything just collecting dust.
And you're using platforms like eBay, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, the usual suspects.
The standard routes, yep.
But the strategic insight here, the thing that one source pointed out, goes beyond just, decluttering. The real money is in specializing.
How so?
Well, you can turn this into a professional service.
Mhm.
You act as a consignment agent for other people, selling their items for a 15 or 20% commission.
So you become a professional reseller, basically, focused on volume, not just your own garage.
Exactly. And for tech specifically, what about that?
For tech, if you have old, premium smartphones, like an out-of-date iPhone or an older Samsung, you can recycle them on specialty sites like Gazelle. It's not a huge payday, but it's instant, easy cash.
And that's the theme of this whole first segment, isn't it? Low effort, fast cash flow.
That's it. And if you want to avoid commissions and shipping entirely, the sources also highlight a timeless strategy,
Garage sale.
the garage sale. Ditch the excess clutter, especially things like outgrown kids' toys. A few signs, a quick post online, and you've got immediate cash.
Okay, so from selling your possessions to renting them out, this is the asset hustle.
Right. And this is where the income potential really starts to scale up because you're leveraging existing capital, not just your time.
This part is fascinating to me because we're not just talking about real estate anymore. I mean, sure, renting a spare room or your whole home on Airbnb is the classic move.
And getting paid 24 hours after check-in is a great feature.
But now we're seeing opportunities to monetize these hyper-niche assets.
That's right. Think about property you aren't using. Got a pool that sits idle half the time, rented out by the hour on Swimply?
Or land for dogs on Sniff Spot. I've heard of that.
Exactly. Or even just a reserved parking spot in the city on a service like Neighbor.
But hang on, this all sounds very passive, yet the sources suggest some people rely on this for their primary income. Isn't there a hidden cost or some major headache involved here?
That's a crucial question.
What's the reality of listing your car on Turo or baby gear on BabyQuip?
So the sources are really clear.
Yeah.
This income isn't truly passive. The insight is that while the asset is passive, the service is very active. For a car on Turo, for example, you are responsible for all the coordination, the cleaning, the maintenance, and handling insurance liability, which can be significant.
So the reason these gigs can out-earn day jobs is because the asset value is so high, but it demands really good customer service and risk management.
That's it, exactly. The profit is directly tied to how well you manage that administrative burden.
That makes perfect sense. High potential, but also high management required. Okay, let's shift away from physical assets and back to trading time for dollars. On-demand local services.
The sharing economy is still robust. Driving for Uber or Lyft gives you, unmatched control over your schedule. You click a button, you're working.
But the strategic insight for actually making good money isn't just the flexibility, is it?
Not at all. It's optimization. Driver pay often peaks only during specific surge hours, so the successful drivers, they schedule their hustle around that peak demand.
Right, making targeted blocks of time way more profitable than just randomly cruising around.
And for delivery services like DoorDash or Postmates, One finding was particularly interesting. In dense cities like LA or Manhattan, you don't even need a car.
You can just use a bike.
A bicycle or a scooter is often faster and cheaper to operate, especially when you factor in tips, which can be a huge boost to your earnings.
And if driving isn't for you, there's TaskRabbit.
Right, which connects you with specific local needs, usually physical tasks, like assembling that flat pack furniture or moving heavy items. It does require registration and vetting, but the specialized nature can lead to some surprisingly lucrative niches.
I remember one of the sources had an anecdote about a guy who specialized only in assembling those crazy complex IKEA PAX wardrobe systems.
Oh, I can imagine.
And he was consistently earning excellent hourly rates because people valued his specific expertise and speed. It shows you can make something simple highly profitable.
And the absolute easiest, lowest commitment cash generator with zero training required.
Let me guess. Focus groups.
Participating in focus groups and market research. You're paid simply for your feedback. It's low volume income, but it's high certainty. No skill required.
Okay, so that first category gave us the fast cash options. Now let's pivot to the skills-based service hustle.
Right.
This requires leveraging specific professional knowledge, whether it's traditional, highly specialized, or digital. This is where your hourly rate really starts to climb.
We can start with in-person professional skills, particularly in the caretaking and home service sector. This is a constantly expanding market.
Babysitting, nannying.
Yep, or senior care using platforms like Care.com or Sittercity. It requires building trusts, background checks, strong references.
And then there's home management, house sitting, or cleaning services. The sources highlight that cleaning is especially in demand right now for the short-term rental market.
Oh, for the Airbnbs and Vrbos that need those fast, reliable turnovers between guests. Makes sense.
Exactly.
Now, moving into specialized training, this is where that high hourly rate really kicks in, because you've cleared a hurdle that others haven't.
Like what?
Well, if you have culinary skill, becoming a personal chef is viable. You can market yourself on social media or sites like Hire a Chef. The key is flexibility. You can cook for multiple families part-time.
Or fitness. Personal training can be lucrative, but the sources really emphasize that certification is non-negotiable here.
You need the qualifications, absolutely. It's a barrier to entry that justifies the higher pricing.
Right. And it's the same with teaching music lessons, piano, guitar. It's a fantastic way to monetize an artistic skill in your local area.
And we shouldn't overlook roles with actual regulatory requirements. These often pay very well because of the necessary training.
You mean like becoming a licensed driving instructor?
That's one example, yeah. But the other, and arguably more lucrative path, is becoming a notary public. You sign up for courses, often through organizations like the National Notary Association.
Okay, what makes the notary public role so profitable as a side hustle?
It's the specialization, specifically specializing in signing services. Once you're certified, you are legally able to witness and authenticate key financial and real estate documents.
And if you start your own mobile signing service?
You're charging premium rates for convenience and statutory necessity. The demand, especially where there's a lot of real estate activity, is constant.
Okay, let's go fully remote with the digital skill set. Virtual assistants or VAs, they're in massive demand.
They are, but the sources give a clear warning here. A VA role is demanding. Organization and clear communication are absolutely essential because you're often managing the administrative life of a busy professional.
The workload can balloon pretty quickly, I'd imagine.
It can rival a full-time job. A key insight for VAs is that living in a lower cost of living area can drastically improve your profitability, since the rates are often based on the client's market, like Silicon Valley rates.
And the freelance marketplaces are the starting block for a lot of these services, right? Like Fiverr.
Right. Fiverr started with $5 services, but the model has really evolved. The top sellers, the ones earning six figures, succeed by bundling, scaling, and offering highly specialized services that deliver huge value.
And then there's Upwork.
Upwork is more for traditional professional services, accountants, lawyers, highly skilled designers. The challenge there, which the sources highlight, is the time it takes to build a reputation.
You're competing globally.
You are. So you have to establish credibility fast, with competitive pricing at first, before you can command those higher rates.
The digital economy is built on content, so freelance writing is huge, especially ghostwriting for business leaders.
And for a really narrow niche, resume writing is a constant need. You can advertise that successfully on professional networking sites like LinkedIn.
Even interior decorating has gone remote.
Yep. You can use platforms like Hose, leveraging your knowledge of fabrics and color theory and budgeting to consult digitally without ever stepping foot in the client's home.
Okay, that covers the high-value time trade. Now we enter the most exciting and, let's be honest, the riskiest category. The tech, content, and scalable income hustle.
This is the big one.
Here, we transition from trading high hourly wages to building assets that can generate, exponential or even truly passive growth over time.
This is all about leveraging digital assets.
Sure.
So, starting a blog is the classic platform building strategy. It won't make you money fast, but if you consistently deliver high-quality niche value, it sets you up for future monetization.
A faster path to monetizing expertise is creating online courses, right? Using platforms like Udemy or Teachable.
Exactly. You capture your knowledge once, you package it, and you sell it over and over. You can leverage your expertise far beyond what you could ever charge for one-on-one consulting.
And for true scalable passive income, we're looking at ebooks and audiobooks, using platforms like Amazon's KDP.
Kindle Direct Publishing, yep.
Yeah.
And CreateSpace lets you publish a digital book or even a print-on-demand paperback for basically no upfront cost.
But get this, here's where it gets really interesting with audiobooks. The sources pointed to a fascinating trend. High-volume nonfiction audiobooks on difficult, specialized skills.
Like what?
Think advanced stock trading strategies, foreign currency investing, deep dives into online marketing, that kind of thing. They have the potential to generate 5-figure monthly incomes.
Wow. But why that specific niche?
Well, because the content is evergreen, and the knowledge is so valuable that the audience is willing to pay a premium for it.
And people who want to learn a difficult skill often prefer the audio format for convenience, I bet. So once that high-quality asset is produced, the income stream is largely passive.
Exactly. Now, video is equally essential. Creating engaging YouTube tutorials can monetize through ads and, maybe more importantly, can be used to upsell viewers into those high-value courses we just mentioned.
And if you don't want to be the one on camera, offering video editing services is extremely high earning. Brands constantly need professional content that's optimized for what's trending.
Let's talk about digital marketing leverage. Building a sales funnel is critical for automation.
Right, using those software as a service platforms, SaaS like ClickFunnels, to automate the entire selling and delivery process.
But the sources warn that this path requires a high degree of technical and marketing sophistication. It's not just setting up a landing page.
No, it's about understanding customer psychology, conversion rates, managing complex integrations. It's high reward, but it absolutely demands expertise.
A more direct route is running targeted social media ads for other businesses. This is a huge opportunity right now.
Especially if you can effectively manage campaigns on Instagram or TikTok for brands that are struggling to connect with, say, Gen Z audiences.
And you can offer a small freebie campaign to prove your value, then move to a retainer of $1,000 or more a month per client.
And despite all these new channels, the foundation of profitable digital marketing is still email.
Still email. It consistently has one of the highest returns on investment.
The hurdle, though, is the work it takes to attract and engage a dedicated subscriber list. The platforms like MailChimp and Arbor provide the tools, but the content strategy is all on you.
Okay, finally, the true digital frontiers. NFTs, non-fungible tokens.
Right. For the listener who hasn't encountered the term, an NFT is basically a unique digital asset, like a piece of art or music or a collectible, that's secured on the blockchain.
And you sell these on marketplaces like OpenSea or Rarible.
Using digital payments, yeah. What's unique is that the smart contracts can be set up so that you, the creator, receive revenue every single time the NFT is resold.
Now that is true scalability, building a recurring revenue stream from an asset's future trading.
And then blending digital strategy with physical goods, we have the niche subscription box. Curating and selling a targeted box, charcuterie, makeup, books can be lucrative, but you have to test the market and figure out the logistics to scale it.
We have covered a tremendous scope of opportunity here. I mean, from recycling used smartphones and walking dogs to highly specialized fields like AI prompt consulting and developing subscription boxes.
The message, regardless of your current skill set, is really clear. Earning extra income is accessible, whether you leverage your time, your assets, or new technology.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now?
It means that this knowledge we've just covered is only valuable if you take the next step. When you look at all 50 ideas together, you see a clear spectrum of commitment.
Right.
On one side, you have the low-effort, low-cash options, like those focus groups we mentioned, which require no financial capital and minimal time.
And on the far opposite end, you have those high investment, high reward endeavors, the sources site starting a successful food truck, for example.
Which requires substantial capital investment, but if the location and the cuisine are perfect, the return can be massive.
So the choice is a strategic one. Are you investing your spare time or your spare savings?
And the most potent takeaway here is the possibility of transition. We explicitly mentioned several side hustles, from successful asset rentals to high-volume audiobook production, as having the potential to actually out-earn a traditional day job.
And that presents the ultimate challenge for the learner who came here looking for an edge. The goal isn't just starting a side hustle for a little quick cash.
No.
The real strategic goal is selecting and executing the one that offers a genuine, sustainable path to replace your primary income and achieve financial independence. Which of these 50 blueprints will you start building today?
A great question to end on.
Thank you for joining us for the deep dive.